Hi everyone, come spend an evening with me as I make dinner on my off day with my sister being an assistant. So let's go. So we started off by prepping what we're going to be making for the day. I gave this girl potatoes, full potatoes, and she decided to cut them as strips. But I just went with it anyways. So what I'm making is beef with pasta. We also bought green peppers, onions, and tomatoes. And this is the part that I realized that instead of her cutting them into blocks, because I wanted to make a bit of a roasted potato, something nice, because I was actually on leave for 3 days and I just wanted to eat a meal that I was craving. So she went with the usual mindset of chips. So I was like, okay, it's fine. I wanted to bring the camera back a little bit and my phone almost fell. So she finished off with the chips that is now included in the plan. So we got that, started washing that, and then we're gonna move on to the rest of the ingredients. Finally went ahead and got the pan because I wanted to start with the beef first slash mince. So I put that in the pan and I'm gonna get the rest of the ingredients in it as well. So finally went ahead, I put the mince on the stove and I put the gas stove on. What I'm putting on the other side was the pot for the pasta because I wanted the water to boil before I can put the pasta in. So I didn't want it to become too, how do I say this? I wanted them in big chunks. I didn't want to make meatballs, but I also didn't want to have like mince. So I wanted it to be in a little bit of bite sizes that you can still feel like you're eating meat. So that's what I wanted. I put a little bit of oil in it just to get it going because I didn't want it to be completely dry in the pan for it to release its own fat. Of course, there's people that eat like that, but I don't eat like that. We don't eat like that. So I put a little bit of oil and I got that going on the stove. I finally cut my onions and green peppers because I was going to put it in straight, and then I got the spices that I was going to put in as well. These are mixed spices, mostly Indian spices. I cannot even name them, but they were in the house, so I just decided to go with that. So it finally released its fat and water that was in the meat. So I let that simmer a little bit, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of the stuff. So I'm putting the I'm putting the onions and the green peppers. I got my salt going already, I believe so. If not, then I'll put it later on in the video. So I really love green peppers in food because it really brings everything together, and I've only started loving it as I've grown. Oh, English is not my first language, but anyways, so yeah, I really love it. I like it in most of my food, so that's why you see I'm putting a lot. Went ahead, I put black pepper as well because where there's salt you put black pepper, like people like to say, a pinch of black pepper and a little bit of salt. So I just put the black pepper in and yeah, let that simmer, and then I put the rest of the spices. So I finally got to move on to start making the pasta. I got some oil in the water, whichever way you say it. And then I did put in salt as well because we don't want to eat bland food. And then I went ahead and started putting in the pasta. This scissors were not working. I don't know why they were not working, but yeah, they really took a long time to get me to cut this plastic and actually put the food in. So I ripped that with my hands. I put the first plastic in. I'm making a family meal, so I'm gonna have to cook about 1.5 plastic depending on the amount of people that I'm cooking for. So I'm cooking for about 5 people, so I went ahead and I put 1.5 of the pasta in the water. So I went ahead, finally finished with that, and then I covered it to let it boil. Of course, I mixed it first before I covered it, just to make sure that it's equally or evenly spread out in the pot. That cover is bigger than the pot, but we don't mind that. So I had already put the tomato in the meat because it was getting dry. And yeah, trying to multitask in the kitchen is not easy for everybody. So the pasta was done. I had a lot of dishes waiting for me. For some funny reason, I've only used the pot and the pan so far, but you just wait and see the amount of dishes that I have. So got the pasta. I was not supposed to put water in it, but I did. That was a mistake, but we learn as we go. So yeah, somebody said that leaving the pasta water makes the pasta a bit creamy. So once I watched it, I realized that I made a mistake. So I took the water out. It was already too late. And then I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mix the two together, so the mince and the pasta, and I'm gonna put that back on the stove. So finally got that on the stove, and then I came back to realize the amount of dishes that I have. So this is everything that I apparently used without knowing that I used all of this. finally put the dishes aside, and I wanted to spice up the potatoes a little bit before I can fry them. They are mixed. There are some of them that are cut as chips and some of them are not cut as chips, but we do not mind that because we're still gonna end up eating it at the end of the day. So put a little bit of spice into that, and I'm gonna go ahead and fry it. And why did I put water? I put water because the potatoes got a little bit dry, and I put the water so the spices can mix well together. So I already got the pan going, and this was like later on when I was almost done frying the first batch of potatoes that I put on the stove. Yeah, and that was it. I finished frying the potatoes, finally put everything on the table, and we were ready to eat. This was my own plate. Obviously I'll post what I ate and everybody else ate on their own. So this is my own plate. I'll put a little bit of chips on the side and the rest of the food. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.